See, the in 2020 during the pandemic, that was the first time I tried trading the futures market, and I used a couple of months to be able to make thousands of dollars. Like, I made like a huge amount of money for the first time in my life. You know, I lost everything in one day. And I could not even tell anybody apart from my friends. So somehow, I don't know, like I was really able to manage it, because I told myself that if I want to dwell on this thing, I'm going to run mad. Like, seriously. And also, like, the few amount of money I had, I just have to squander it, like use it.
You can't buy anything you see.
Just to console myself. Hey guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Emmanuel Jacobz, as you all know, and I have two amazing guests with me. So I have here with me
Annualite, Uwayezu.
Alright, and
Kingston Kuma.
So we are going to be talking about
mental health, how to handle stress, how to cope with failures and everything.
All right, that's great. So
all right. So I got a call some time back. One of my sons who just started this whole startup thing. Right. And one of the things he had asked me was, Kingston, how do you handle failures? They had launched an AI agent then, and for him and his team, they put in so much effort. At the back of their mind, they were thinking that, okay, you know what, immediately we're going to put this, people are going to buy this AI agent, and you know, at the back of their mind, they were like, okay, this is going to be like the next big thing that's going to happen. But it took them like up to more than 20 months to build. After they finished building, they wanted to put it out in the market. They just got one feedback. The feedback was, this is not good enough. How many people are going to buy this? The standards of the world is bigger than this. And he said for the first 2 months, because of the amount of energy him and his team has pumped in, for the first 2 months, they could not do anything at all. Like, they were just demoralized. So he called me that night and he told me that, Kingston, how do you handle disappointment when people talk down on your vision? Right? How do you handle it? And I'm very sure so many startup founders actually go through this. You build an amazing product, you're thinking the world is going to conquer it. Just for the first person that you show, the first person to look at it and say, this thing is not good enough. Right? So I've not answered him yet. Hopefully he's going to watch this YouTube clip. But I told that, okay, brother, just sit. Right? There's something we are cooking. You're going to watch. Annualite, you're a mental health coach, right? I'm an entrepreneur. Emmanuel's an entrepreneur. So I'm sure this conversation is even something that will bless us as well. That kind of situation, what would you advise the guy to do? Now there's him, and there's him as a leader to his teammates, right? How would you advise him to cope, you being a mental health coach?
So first, one of the main things to do when you are starting something is to avoid setting too high expectations. Yeah, because most of the times we are disappointed because of the we are looking for bigger, expectations. And because whenever you are going into something, it's always 50-50, 50 yes and 50 no. You have to anticipate and think that, what if it doesn't work? And you have to have it as much as if it's going to work or it's not going to work. So if you have anticipated saying that, okay, if it doesn't work, this is going to be my plan B. In that case, the level of frustration, the level of stress is not going to be as much high. But also, because you failed, it doesn't mean that you're going to stop. Your life is not going to stop, or you're not going to stop working because you failed, right? So you have to know how to talk to yourself in a very positive way, to be true to yourself, be like, okay, I've failed, but am I going to allow this failure to destroy me, or am I going to use it as a fuel to my future? Because it's our, like, there is pain and there is suffering. It's two different things. Pain is the way you feel when something bad happens to you. For example, you launch such big investment, you've spent 20 of your month working on something, and then you launch, it fails. You're going to be in so much pain. You're going to feel sad. You're going to, you can imagine. That's pain, and it's valuable. So you have to allow yourself to feel that pain.
Okay.
Yeah, because most of the time when something like that happens to you, people tend to numb the feeling.
Oh.
People don't want to feel that ugly feeling, like beating up yourself. How come? How was I so stupid? How did I think about this and that, So instead of beating up yourself, you have to sit with the pain and pass through it to be able to go to the next step. So that's pain I'm talking about. You're going to experience pain, pass through the stages of, you're going to be in a pain, you're going to deal with it, and then you're going to be out of it. So the suffering that I'm talking about is when you don't want to release that pain. It's kind of you choose, not in a conscious way. I don't think someone can choose that consciously, but some people remains in the pain for so long. That's what we call suffering. If something happens, that's why I'm telling you that you have to sit with it. You have to feel it and then get out of it. Because if you don't get out of it, you're going to be stuck in that suffering, and it's going to ruin everything that you're building. Because we say that where you put your attention, that's where your energy goes. So you're going to fuel the constant failure. So, let me give you an example. Let's say you are going upstairs, and then you twist your leg. It's so painful. You sit down because you can't walk. You cry, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm going to treat this leg, and then you sit with that leg. That's pain. You're crying because it's so painful, and then you're going to be into that pain for, let's say, a week, and then after a week you come to your normal life. But if it's going to be suffering, whenever you get 2 stairs, you're going to cry because you remember that one day you were going upstairs and then you twisted your leg. You didn't want to release that pain because it was painful at times. Yes, it's a bad memory, but you can choose to
go past it. Yeah. Okay. Emmanuel, you want to know?
Okay, I have, I don't know if I should call it a very ridiculous perspective to this particular scenario. As a crypto trader, right, I kind of feel like every single founder should trade the financial market.
At least once in their life.
Because the financial market has a way of messing with your emotions and then making you stronger. So, I've gotten to a point where I don't know, I'm not praying to lose a lot of money, but I don't really know the level of loss that will really, really, really get to me. It will get to me, or I will feel it. I will feel disappointed, but I kind of have a way. I don't know if it comes to me naturally or if because I've seen so much shege, but I'm sorry if you don't understand shege.
Shege is on that level of suffering.
Yeah. So I just know how to move away from my problems. So it's okay to have emotions. We are human beings. But I think it's also imperative, if you are trying to build something, you have to also try to see how to manage your emotions, intentionally seeing how to detach yourself from what you are building. So that if things go south, you will still be mentally stable. It might be difficult, right? Because I mean, you put in your sweat, your blood, your hard-earned money, the time you were supposed to use it and do a couple of other things, and at the end of the day, it's turning out to be like, oh, I wish I had maybe used the time to even play. So one wise man, I don't even know Grant Gordon.
Okay.
He said it's better to be sucked and be seen than not being seen at all. What that simply means is it's better to try and fail than not trying. It's better to it's better to fail in something than to regret not doing. Because failure has a way of teaching you what works and what doesn't work. So in maybe your next project, you're actually going to know, okay, I'm not going to do this again. Okay. I mean, pain is, I would say it is kind of a necessary process that we need to pass through. Because it has a way of building our character. There's a place in the scriptures, I like quoting scriptures maybe anytime I'm talking, that says, is it Jesus Christ built obedience due to the things he passed through? So there is a particular trait that maybe is necessary to where you are headed. And if you are not able to pass through some form of pain, you might never have that trait. It could be maybe for you to get some level of patience, some level of confidence, some level of being able to, I mean, there's how you feel and you are no longer afraid of anything.
But you know what? Let me just ask this into two of you, right? Annualite, and I want to go first before Emmanuel. So are we saying that when we build, or whenever we have something we are working towards, we should plan for failure, or we should give a room for failure? And there's a reason why I'm asking that question. I'm asking that question because some motivational speakers will tell you there is no plan B, it's plan A. It's either I win or I win. If I don't win, I won't stop. Right? So they want it to be this laser focus on whatever it is you're doing, right? Keep your eyes there. You must be determined, be strong-willed. Nothing should come between you and your goals, all that. If we have in our hearts, or if we condone a thought that this thing might go wrong, or there's a failure around that would destruct the growth or alter the result, don't you think? And again, I'm asking because there are many people out there who are watching this who will be like, but if I should entertain any bit of failure in my head, won't that disrupt the outflow of what I'm looking for? Because two of you are now saying, yes, things will go wrong, right? It's okay for things to go wrong. You must be open to accept that. But then again, somebody is asking if I should entertain any iota of doubt in my mind in what I'm working, won't that disrupt what I'm actually working on? So I'd like to have your take on that. Then Emmanuel would give us his take on that as well.
I think that for me, I won't agree with that idea of never entertain any thoughts of failure. Okay. Because I'm big fan of being conscious of what you think. Yes, always checking on your thoughts. What are you thinking? But we live in a material world, in a third dimensional world. Let's call it like that. So we live in a duality world. We always have two parallel things. Always. We have black, we have white. We have female, we have male. We have positive, we have negative. So always, there's someone who have said, I think it's Socrates, I'm not sure, but someone said that to every thought there is an opposite kind of things. There's always another opposite with same level of capacity thoughts on the other side. So whenever you're going to when you are anticipating to win, there is a parallel failure energy. Yes, it's not a good thing to entertain it. It's not a good thing to entertain it. But we've seen people fail. That means that failure is a real thing. So if you go higher in expecting the yes, you might commit suicide because of getting a no. Instead, you can always think that if it doesn't go well, it's not the end of the world. Just a small thought and you leave it behind. You don't entertain it. You don't think so much about it. But you know that failure in life is possible as well. Also, what I can add, if you fail, you use it as an opportunity to learn, to always learn. Where did I not do the right thing? But also for you take people, it's better to, when you get out of pain, it's better to do something that is low, that is easy to win, to give your brain a kind of boost. Because what is happening in our brains, if you set an alarm saying that I'm going to wake up at 6, and you wake up at 6, that's a good thing you did, and there is a reward in your brain. The reward that you get equals to the one you get when you are driving the new car that you have ordered. What is happening in your brain is the very same thing. So if you fail, it's a very good thing to set something that is easy to win, to make yourself feel confident again.
Oh, I see. Emmanuel, what's your take?
Okay, I think you were asking if we are expecting
if we should entertain failure in anything at all we are doing.
Okay, I don't think failure in most cases is sort of something that is inevitable. It's just like death. There are so many people that has refused to accept the fact that we are all going to die one day. So many people. So many people.
What will be their problem? What will be their problem?
They know they will die, but if you say, do you know that one day you will die? they will tell you, not me. Yeah. God forbid. I will never. Do you get? This is the reality. Yeah. But due to the fact that we are afraid of death, we now want to be positive. And that being positive does not, change the fact that we are going to die.
Yeah.
In fact, there's someone that is maybe day to day that really, really prayed in the morning before leaving the house. So death is inevitable. The same is failure. Right? We just have to see how to balance it. The fact that, okay, I know I'm going to die does not mean I should dwell in the fact that what is the use of life? I should not even pursue anything. After all, we are all going to die. So the fact that you are expecting failure does not mean you should just dwell in failure. After all, I'm not going to maybe succeed in this project, right? You just have to, consciously condition yourself to believing that you are going to win. But even believing that you are going to win does not mean that you should not believe that there is possibility for failure. So that when it comes, you are not going to be too disappointed, right? There's how you are I would say maybe 100% sure that this thing is going to click, this thing is going to work, and then at the end of the day, things goes the opposite ways and you are totally disappointed, and in fact you could even commit suicide. So we should expect failure, but that does not mean we should dwell in it. And we are in a world of uncertainties. Really, you could do everything and you feel like you've crossed all the T's, you've dotted all the I's, and at the end of the day, things still go wrong. So in that regard, I feel we should not we are anticipating, but we should just prepare for it that it might happen. And when it happens, you are you just have to know that, this is an opportunity to learn. this is an opportunity to grow. Like I said earlier, like failure has a lot to teach us. And it's sort of, in most cases, it's really, really necessary to where we are headed, because there are some things that you will not be able to handle if you did not fail.
Yeah.
You will not be able to handle it when it comes. There are some things that you won't even know because you never saw it coming. But the fact that you failed, you are now paying attention that, because I did this and this thing went like this, okay, that means I don't have to try this again. So it has a lot of traits. But in most cases, because failure is a bad thing, in most cases we just see it as being totally negative. It has something it is teaching us. It has a particular... See, sometimes we just pass through things and we ask, like, what's even the need of this? What's the need of this experience? We won't... There are some experiences that you will never, tell the reason you had to pass through that ugly experience until you die. But, God, who is all-knowing, understands that you needed this thing. You needed this thing. And that effect you might not even know, but somehow, there's a particular trait that you've been able to develop that. And sometimes we fail not for our own use. We fail for other people, like to be able to guide other people that if you want to do this, don't do this. And our failure in some cases can help or maybe save millions of people. It might not necessarily be for us, but it might be able to impact one or two people in the future that we told them, okay, this is what we did.
And we failed.
And we failed. This is what you should avoid. This is that. So failure has something to teach us, and really it has. And we should prepare for it, not like we are kind of being pessimistic. We should prepare for failure, that if it comes, how am I going to react? What happens if I lose everything today? Like, really, I've been there, right? I've been there, right? So what happens if I lose everything? Not like you are being pessimistic that what happens? Not like, just know that it can happen anytime. It can happen anytime. And the fact that you know things like this, and okay, when it happens, you also have to understand that this is not the end of, the world. Have you read about the person that invented the bulb?
Yeah, it's the bulb.
So we have a lot to learn from. Sometimes people's failure, maybe when you fail, you just try to find out other people that failed, how were they able to handle it? And we also have to understand that whatever it is you are passing through, you are not the only person that is passing through that particular thing. There are millions of other people across the globe passing through, something that is worse than what you are currently faced with. So you just have to find a way to, detach yourself. See, in 2020, during the pandemic, that was the first time I tried trading the futures market. And I used a couple of months to be able to make thousands of dollars. Like, I made like a huge amount of money for the first time in my life. I lost everything in one day. And I could not even tell anybody apart from my friends. So somehow, I don't know, like I was really able to manage it, because I told myself that if I want to dwell on this thing, I'm going to run mad. Like, seriously. And also, like, the few amount of money I had, I just have to squander it, like use it.
You can't buy anything you see.
Just to console myself. And I tried, like, I don't know how I got that idea that don't dwell on this thing. If you dwell on this thing, you're going to be mad. You're going to go crazy if you dwell on this thing. And I tried. I started going out. I started going places, do stuff. And over time, I was able to get it. And I think, yes, it was in 2020 and around September. And maybe before the year runs out, I think I was able to either make more, right? So, I mean, so failure is kind of helping you build capacity for what is even coming.
You know, there was something you said that Annualite has said earlier. Annualite said when you fail, right, look for a smaller task to do, being at it. It has a way of stimulating your brain, motivating your brain back. And same thing to you said, you lost the amount of money you lost. The remaining one, you were like, okay, time to feel good back, right? Because at the same time, our brain needs to have that feeling, that good feeling, right, for it to be able to continue that winning streak, sort of, right? If you dwell on the pain a lot, you end up killing yourself.
For real,
right? You end up suffering for a long time, and suffering is not a good thing.
But also, what did you say you did with the little money you had?
I had to spend it on myself.
Spend it on quality.
Yeah, that's a different thing from what I say.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's what we call numbing. It's numbing the feeling. You want to silence the pain.
Okay.
Which is not a good thing.
Really?
So there is
it works for me.
It did, but okay, let me tell you. There is what we call coping mechanisms.
Okay.
Or trauma responses. Coping mechanisms, they are those things that you do when you are into pain so that you don't feel pain. Okay. We all have our go-to when we don't feel good. What you have to always do is to check if you're coping in a healthy way or if you are coping in an unhealthy way.
Okay.
So one of the things that people do when they are numbing, they can drink, they can have sex, they can eat, they can watch movies, they can.
I'll just be eating.
Okay.
Like I'll just be eating. Like I can eat like 12 times that day.
Wow.
Yeah, like I'll just be eating food.
Yeah, they can sleep, they can party, they can shop. The shopping is also, they can go to church.
And
pray. Yeah, because that's a tricky thing, because people sometimes think that they are getting closer to God and things, but it's a way of numbing their feelings. So that's in an unhealthy way. Okay. The healthy way, it can be.
You cry.
You can cry. It's a good thing. Yeah, you can cry. You can sing your favorite movies. You can take walks in nature.
This crying of a thing, like, because I've heard it a lot, try and cry and all those stuff. Do you know, sometimes, like, when I pass through stuff, I cannot cry, and no matter how I force myself, I can't cry.
Really? You can't cry?
Cannot.
You can't cry?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh.
I'd rather numb the pain, like you said, but like if I want to try to pour it out, I cannot.
You can get some help, like watch a sad movie.
Even sad movie cannot break me.
Okay.
Iron breaker.
I can do that.
But I do cry. I know that last year, should I be saying this in public? But last year there was a friend that I won't call it betray. I won't call it betray because he acted from a place of pain, and I won't call him a friend either. But we were sharing the same space, and something had happened to me that was very good for me, very, very good. It did not happen for him, and he went about telling people horrible things about me. 90% of what he was saying were not lie. The 5% that were true was not absolute truth. I would agree that it is that those 5% were truth, but if you look at it critically, the motive behind those truths were backed by envy, right? So of course, when you're telling somebody, let's say you're telling somebody's weakness to someone, right? You're telling somebody's weakness to someone, but you're doing it from a place of envy, right? Either to bring the person down, either to discredit the person's hard work, right? It might be truth, but that truth is tied with some black clothes. And when I heard about it, I I was heartbroken, very, very heartbroken, because I did not know that my success would hurt him in the way that it did. It was just me being ambitious and me going about my goal, and the goal worked. And what was the goal? Really, the goal was something that he was aware of. I told him that I want to do this in the next 6 months. He knew, every single person around us knew it. And when I did it, probably he felt that Kingston can't do it. When I did it, he became envious, went around, spoiled it to the point that somebody had to call me from Nigeria and said, hey, you know this guy, did this, look at what he's saying about you. I was heartbroken, I cried. I cried from a place of disappointment, right? And I know that several times like that, I've cried like that in my life. Of, when, not necessarily when things don't go right, but there's some heartbreaking moments, right, that can make you cry like that. So I do accept it, right? And does it make me feel good? Well, I can say that it helps me to recover. Yeah, right? It helps me to just get over it and just say, well, you know what, that's his business, and I'm moving. But more so, I realize that when I eat to numb my pain, and I think, we'll just wrap up with this because our time is almost up. When I eat
Maybe we can have part 2.
Oh, we can have. when I eat to numb my pain, I did that at the detriment of my health. So something that happened to me this year, and I felt I was qualified to receive something, and when it came out, I did not get it. And for me, usually what I do during this way is I look for someone to talk to, someone that understands the situation to talk to. So within that time, the people who understood what I was going through, they didn't want to tell me the main reason why I was denied that particular approval. And the reason why they didn't want to tell me was because it wasn't something any of us can do about it. So they were just saying, okay, you know what, very sorry about this. We'll see what I can do. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm the kind of person that, what are you going to do about it? Tell me. So I know what I'm planning with myself. Don't tell me you see what you can do. What are you going to do? If you tell me, okay, know what, I'm going to make a call. If you tell me I'm going to make a call, I'd like to know who you're going to call. So that I know how I will attack it. But no, they just tell me, okay, we'll see what we can do about it. And for months, I'm not supposed to take anything sugary, but I was eating cake. I was drinking sodas. I hate drinking sodas. I was drinking sodas. I was eating everything sugary, everything for months. Now, I stayed in that part for a very long time because I was trying to numb the pain. Yeah, Annualite.
I know we have little time, but I think I can explain a little bit why you craved sugary things. Because we're from thousands of years ago, like 10,000 years ago, when our ancestors were hunter-gatherers, the only threat that they would experience was when a lion is attacking, when a tiger is attacking their village, when they were short on food. So what would you do if a lion is attacking you? What would you do?
For me, I will run.
Yes, you run or you would attack it. That's two things. So those are the only kind of threats that our bodies know. Until now, we are still wired in that way. So whenever there is a threat, our brains, our amygdala, our limbic brain, the middle part of our brains, it helps us to be in a mood, fight or flight. It's in a mood of like where you need to fight or flight. So what you need to fight or flight, you need like the blood circulation, the blood flow is in your arms and legs, the only parts that you need to survive. So the reason why your brain tells you to take more sugary things, it's because there is a constant alarm. We are in danger, we are in danger, we are in danger. So when you are in danger, you need something that will add on your energy. So they only go to, most of the cases, when you binge eat, it will be sugary things, carbs, things that are going to boost your energy.
Oh, so that's why I was taking them.
Yeah.
Because at some point I felt I was addicted to sugary things, because usually some other people will just go smoking. Some people will go. I know a friend back in the days, he will go on sex rampage. Like he can go like 3 weeks. He's having sex like almost like every day.
Yeah.
Straight up like that. But also, right, you know, I know at our time is almost up, right? I want us to just put a cap to this. I don't know when the party is gonna happen. Baba, now you know.
We can do it like right after this. Do you have time?
They have time for that. Okay, so question as we continue, what would be your advice to those people? I know that yes, within the conversation we've had, you've given in some advice, but they were intertwined with lots of examples we were given, right? So, you know, in a very short sentences, what can be those advice you want to give people who are probably building, who are afraid to fail, and who don't know two things? People who are building, who are afraid to fail, people who don't know how to handle failures, right? What would be your advice for them? Afraid to fail and don't know how to handle failures.
So one thing that I can say, it's funny, but I've told you before, is to never take life too seriously. We are dying anyway, right? Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
Like, you know, we tend to take life as if, oh my God, it's something that we're going to hold for 1,000 years. We're not. You know?
Okay.
So that's why for me it's easier to handle anything, because I know that this is not the end of the world. How many years do I have on this world? Like I told you, for the age that you are, how many years do you think you still have on this earth
To be active.
How many years? They can be 30 years or 35. So do you think that
it could even be tomorrow?
it could even
And no matter how you shall go forbid. This life, man.
don't take life too seriously. This is, you know, life is just a game. Let's play it, let's enjoy it, you know, let's be happy. That's what I can say. So if you are afraid of failure, just know that failure is not totally a bad thing. Take it as a lesson. Take it as a personal rest, you know, a break. So look, you are talking about God a lot. So let me say, because we can't look into the future, we assume that our perspective is the only real one. So sometimes things happen, we cry, but later when we realize why it happens, we are like, thank God it happened this way. Let's say you're going to go out, you were stepping out of your house and you remember that you have forgotten your phone, and you are like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. How can I forget my phone inside the house? You went inside the house. Right when you're going upstairs, you turn back, a car landed into your front door, and you're like, oh my God, thank God I forgot my phone. That's the same event that you were complaining about 2 minutes ago, and you are now thankful for it, like 2 minutes later. Life can be like that. Failure can be a way of God protecting you, protecting your family, protecting your future generations, you know. It's not always what we think it is. Yeah, that's what I think. Because I don't think God can let you suffer,
for no reason.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But it can happen actually. Yeah, I would say is, I don't know, I might not be correct, but everything is not really about God.
Okay.
Right? Because an evil person now can just decide to shoot you. It's not because God wants you to die, it's because the person is evil.
Okay.
So I would say they are coincidences.
That happens outside God's control.
Yeah.
Based on our choices.
Not your choice, though.
The person who shot.
God is energy. I said before that we live in a third dimensional world where we have duality of things. For God, there is no duality of things. For God, there is no good or bad.
Exactly.
Everything is there for just the balance. That's why, if I say that forgetting your phone inside the house is a good thing, would I be right?
Not entirely.
If I say that it's a bad thing, would I be right? Because if I say that it's a good thing that you forgot your phone, and 2 minutes ago you were complaining, how can I be down? If I said 2 minutes ago, you'd be like, no.
Yeah.
There's no, there's always balance. But for us, because we live, that's why I was saying that we have to leave room for failure, because this is how the third dimension world works. But for God, it's always, everything's just there. God is energy. God is just a law, like the law of electricity. If you have a socket in your house and you don't know that, you have to plug the phone in, your battery is going to die and you will never know that you had the socket, unless you know how to, to operate that.
All right, folks. So it's been a wonderful conversation.
Quite an interesting one.
Emmanuel, our host, has promised us a part 2, so keep up for that.
So guys, see you guys in part 2. I think during the part 2, we are going to see how to address people like me that usually numb pain and the is it the side effects, if there is any. So we are also going to maybe talk about the failure aspect of our lives and all. So make sure you don't miss the part 2. And if you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, make sure you do that right now, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.